What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another video by yours truly. I used to be a battle pass player in Genshin Impact. I was for almost 2 years, honestly. I bought them battle passes every single month. And this is obviously going to be for the budget players in Honkai Star Rail. If you're a hardworking individual, man, $15, what is it, 15 bucks? That ain't shit, man. I'm free to play just to prove to myself that I can enjoy this game without spending a penny. But honestly, I'd be a battle pass player if I wasn't trying to do that. It's not an issue, 15 bucks a month to get back to the game you enjoy. Anyways, boys, I'm going to give my thoughts on the value of each one of these light cones here in the battle pass. Once you hit level 30, which one should you choose? What are the values? What are the purposes for them? Are they worth R5ing over the course of 5 months? That's a hell of an investment, right? You want to make sure you're investing in the right light cone. So I figured I'd just provide a little bit of value on each one and what I think. So let's go ahead and go right down the list here, starting off with this one right here. This is for the abundance players, so somebody like Natasha, Bailu, or I guess Lucha, however the hell you say his name when he's coming up. Increase the wearer's max HP by 16%. At R5 it's a 32%. This is solid, man. It's not bad, and the biggest value from it is the following sentence: when using basic attack or skill, restores all allies HP by an amount equal to 2% of their respective max HP at R1. And at R5 it's a 4%. This is honestly, it's a huge selling point for me because I play with Natasha as a free-to-play player, and there's a lot of times where I'm just using her basic attack because it's not really worth consuming a skill point to use her skill. So if I had this where I'm always providing a little bit of heal value every time I do her basic attack and I don't have to worry about consuming her skill until it's absolutely necessary, man, the amount of value this would bring, not to mention the 32% increased HP. Just getting a little bit of heal after every single turn she goes is high value. It's a huge selling point for me, so I really like this one. If you are somebody who's struggling with keeping your team healed, I can easily see this being a banger investment for healing teams. Now, I guess they're dropping the 5-star guy who his heals could very well be top shelf, so maybe it might diminish the value of this one. But truth be told, I actually really like this one at R5 for Natasha. It's quite banger, especially in comparing it to hers. Hers gives you energy recharge and increases your healing by 12%, but it doesn't give you passive healing every time she goes. So I really like this one, man. I won't lie to you. Moving on to Nihility. It has Silverwolf in it, so it already tells me off rip that it might be for Silverwolf. After the wearer uses basic attack or skill, deals additional damage equal to 48% of the wearer's attack to a random enemy that has been attacked every time they use their basic attack or skill. And then at R5, that's a 96%. I don't really like this one, I'll be honest with you. Now, could it bring value? Could it actually do some work? Yeah, but my thing is, Nihility players, you're generally trying to increase their effect hit rate so that you can apply their debuffs. So that's going to take away from their attack value. Their attack value isn't going to be as high because you're probably going to go for an effect hit rate for the body. And then for the legs, you're going to go for speed because you want them to go very quickly with their turns. I'm not looking for Nihility players to deal damage. I'm looking for them to debuff and break shields if they have shield breaking capabilities, which often at times they do. We're talking about Welt, we're talking about Pella, Kafka, and Silverwolf coming eventually. But with that being said, there are times where I put a Nihility character on my team and I'm like, damn it, I wish they did a little bit more than just breaking shields and debuffing characters. They did a little more damage, that'd be nice. And I feel like that's where this game's light cone battle pass comes into play. But truth be told, I already like the options we have. In fact, let's go ahead and step out of here real quick. I already like the 4-star options for Nihility characters in the game currently. Like this one, massive selling point for me, man. Increase the wearer's effect hit rate by 20%. That increases the chance for you to proc their debuffs. That's massive for me. Like that alone is high value. Increase dot by 24%. So when you break their shields, now you're dealing more dot damage. A high value for me. Kafka increases your break effect by 16%, and then you can R5 hers eventually, which I think the selling point on that is, oh my god, yeah, 4%. That's huge, man. Not to mention you get a damage increase when they're afflicted with shock or wind shear, which happens when you break their shields with wind or electric elements. High value, and she fine as hell. God damn it, boy. We get in that bathtub. I'm just kidding, Bubs. Hope she didn't hear me. Anyways, I like those two, and it takes away from the value of me thinking that battle pass Nihility buff is even necessary. Anyways, let's keep going. So this one, I'm not gonna lie to you. Now this one right here, if you're a fire Trailblazer main, this is absolute banger value. If you're a fire Trailblazer main, I actually highly recommend picking up this and R5ing it. Reason being is because not only does it give them a 32% increase after you R5 it, you can build them for damage with this bad boy. 120% of the wearer's defense, and the way it's worded increases the damage of the wearer when they use their ultimate. Again, in Genshin Impact, I was a theory crafter there. I understand their language very well, their multiplier language. This is a flat damage bonus. So let's say your Trailblazer has 3000 defense. It's going to give you a flat damage bonus of 120% of that 3000 defense. And that is inserted before the damage bonus multiplier and crit damage multiplier. So this is a massive damage bonus to the Trailblazer's ult. So this is something to strongly consider. You know what, give me a second. All right, I wanted to move myself down here so you guys could see the rest of the light cons. This is something to strongly consider if you're trying to be a fire Trailblazer main. So I really like this one, high value for fire Trailblazer. This one I'm not a big fan of. I think it's actually pretty garbage. I'd maybe pick up one copy of it if you just already acquired everything else. It increases your crit rate, which is always a very good thing. Don't get me wrong, crit rate's always king. But the problem is this next one, it's 16% fixed chance to dispel one buff on the target enemy. That's such a niche, you know, perk. You don't need to dispel a buff on an enemy. There's going to be some scenarios where you do, but for the most part, you don't really need that. And all it offers is 12% crit rate. So I'm not gonna lie, it's just better options. The free to play one that I have, which by the way is absolute banger value. I've been saying this for the longest. It's still the best in the shop as the free to play options they give you to choose. Bro, like, look, when you max refine, there's 32% increased crit rate, so a higher crit rate. Now, granted, the other 16 happens when they're below 50% health, but that happens. That's gonna happen, guaranteed. And then you get a 35% attack boost after that. This is completely free, man. So that one is actually probably the worst one on the entire Battle Pass tier list for me personally. I don't like this one at all. It's pretty garbage. It's literally at the bottom. If this were a tier list, I'd put it at the bottom. Moving on to this one now. I'll just tell you off rip, Path to Harmony, the only Path to Harmony light cone I have right now is the other one with her face on it, which increases the damage of the following character after using my skill. I don't have another one, so I'm stuck using the 3-star Harmony on Asta. It's Ting Yun and Asta. I'm always juggling these two, right? But I have to use the 3-star version that increases the whole team's attack by 12%. I'll show you real quick. I keep having to go back and out, but it's important that you guys see what I'm talking about. Let's find Asta real quick. So Asta has that one on, right? And then my Ting Yun has this. After entering battle, increase the attack of all allies by 12%. And this it's all I got. I ain't got nothing else. You know what I mean? This is the only one. Now I have R3 this, but it's entirely worth R3 because of the damage bonus. But so when we come back over here, and I look at this bad boy, it's a very big incentive for me just because I have nothing else. Only thing I don't like about it is I don't like the fact that it's RNG in terms of what I'm going to get. All allies attack increases by 10%, or crit damage by 12%, or energy recharge by 6%. And at max refinement, these are actually some very solid numbers, especially that crit damage by 24%. That's a fat one, bro. You want to roll on that one. But I don't like the RNG aspect of it, but it is very enticing and I can see it being very valuable. The only problem, the final problem I have with this that's going to bring its value down is if you're patient enough as a free-to-play player or a budget spender, since I'm talking to the budget spenders anyway exclusively, dude, this is the most valuable light cone in this shop. This is absolute god tier for Bronya players and Ting Yun players. Man, bro. So if you just are patient, you can scoop this up, which brings the value down of that other one drastically, bro. So with that in mind, this one is good, but now that I know that Bronya one's in shop and it's actually free to play obtainable, I gotta say I'd pass this one up too, because that other one would be my go-to option, and then I'd have 2 Path to Harmony reliable light cones. Now the final one, oh no, I'm sorry, we have the final one. This one right here, I'll go ahead and tell you straight up, this is literally for Blade. That's it. If you're a Blade main, you R5 this puppy, your Blade's gonna be ready to rock and roll. But like I can't see any other value for this outside of it. Not even Arlon. Like Arlon's light cone is better than this for Arlon, because Arlon's light cone gives you a damage bonus when his HP is lower than the opponent's HP, which it almost is pretty much always going to be that case. Whereas with Blade, he's losing HP from himself, but he's also healing himself as well. So although he's losing HP, he's going back up. So Arlon's light cone isn't that good for him. Actually, it is. It's banger for him. But this is more tailor-made for Blade, and Blade's in the picture, so that's another selling point, obviously. So long story short, if you're a Blade main, this is where it's at. Now, final one. This is the most broken light cone on the list, no doubt about it. If you R5 this and you're an Erudition fan, if you're a Jing Yuan fan, this light cone is just as strong as his signature light cone. The damage difference is probably like small at R5. This light cone gives your entire kit a damage bonus based off the expensive cost of your energy. So for an example, at 160 energy, if we go to a calculator and we go 160 times 0.4, we're looking at a 64% damage bonus with no conditions. Here you go. You got expensive energy for your ult? Well, we're going to give you a 64% damage bonus. Now for Jing Yuan, it's 130. His energy costs 130. His ult, my bad. That's going to be 52% damage bonus to his basic attack, to his skill, to his ult, to his lightning stand. Banger value, fam. I would R5 this in a heartbeat. If you don't get his signature light cone, this is where you want to go. Play the long game, and after 5 months, your Jing Yuan's going to be a god with this freaking bad boy right here. You just got yourself a budget option of his signature light cone. But yeah, if you're not a Jing Yuan fan, that's okay. Serval, she can use it. Any of the Erudition people, this shit is banger, bro. Like, no matter who you put it on. So this is the MVP of the list if you're an Erudition player. And if not, well then, yeah. I don't think nothing else to say about that. And those are my thoughts. Hopefully I brought you guys some value. As always, thanks for watching. We got more content coming soon. I'll stay safe, and I'll catch you on the flip side.